To make your hairbrush, you are going to start by clicking on the Start 2D Sketch, and from here you select the XY plane, which is right here. You click once on this, and now we are going to use the rectangle tool and draw a rectangle. And I am going to dimension, click on dimension, and make this 6 long. That stands for 6 inches. Just put 6 in there, hit the check mark, and I will make this 4 inches tall. And then I go to finish sketch. I use my scroll wheel to zoom out. I hit extrude, and I want to extrude this to 2 inches. I hit the check mark, and now I'm left with this. Now I need to put holes in the brush, so I'm going to right click, new sketch, and I want to go to the point tool, click on that, and I'm going to plot 1 point right here. I'm going to use dimension to click on this point tool, go to this edge, click once. I might have to click a second time. I should see a number pop up, and I want to set that 0.5 inches away from that edge. I'm going to click on it again and click here, and I want to set it 0.5 away from that edge. Now I'm going to use the rectangular tool. This is actually the rectangular pattern tool. I click on it once, and notice that this geometry arrow is selected. That wants me to pick the object it wants me to pattern. I want to pattern this one, so I click once, and now I have to come up here, click on this direction arrow, and then I click on this top yellow line. My arrow, green arrow, is going that way. I need to click this flip button to make the arrow go this way, and notice this checkpoint, this little dot showed up here. This is asking for how many holes do I want to put in this, or how many points do I want to plot, and I want 10. Now notice it has them spaced out all the way down here. That won't work. They need to fit onto this brush, so I'm going to put them at 0.5, and it's a little crowded, so I'm going to make that 0.55. That looks much better. So this looks good. Now I'm going to click on this other direction 2 arrow, click this, and this is asking how many rows I want. So right now I have 2 rows. Let's just see what 4 rows looks like. That looks pretty good. Now I could change the spacing to 0.5, and I could add 6 rows if I wanted to. I think I'm going to do 6 rows. There we go. I think I want that. I have 5 rows, and they are 0.75 or 1/4 inch apart. Now I click OK, and from here I go to finish sketch, and now I use the hole tool, and pay close attention to this part. I want a countersink hole. Notice how it has a tapered edge on it. And now I have to set these correctly. So this right here is the diameter. This is how big the hole should be. And I think I want 0.1 set for the diameter. The depth should be 0.25. And then I think I want this top one to be, let's see here. Okay, I made some changes. I set this top value, the countersink, that's this bigger hole right here. I set that to 0.25, so a quarter of an inch. I left this alone. It says 82 degrees. That's just the angle of the countersink. I set the hole depth to 0.25 as well, so it goes a quarter of an inch down. And I set the diameter to 0.1, so my bristles need to be 0.1 to fit into that hole. Now I'm also going to select a flat bottom for the hole. If you forget to do that, that shouldn't matter much, but this is the drill point. The very bottom of the hole will have a flat bottom instead of a tapered or angled bottom. So I click OK, and there we have it. I have holes in these that are 0.25 deep. Now you can decorate the brush any way you want. You can change the color. If you want to fillet the corners, you can do that, and you can, right now it's at 0.125. If you want to do 0.25, or you could click and drag on it, but just don't drag it that it gets rid of the holes that we created. But you could do that with all the corners if you wanted to. Click OK. If you wanted a chamfer, you could certainly chamfer the edges. And chamfer is more of a angled edge instead of a rounded edge. And that is done. Now the assignment actually asks for you to put a hole all the way through the brush, and we're not going to do that on here, but if I wanted to, I could right click new sketch and just draw a circle somewhere on here, finish sketch, extrude, cut, and I would cut it all the way and click OK. And that would be something you could hang this on a hook on the wall or something if you wanted to. So that's done. I'm going to go, don't forget to save it. So I go up here, go to Save As, and if you need help on where to save, please ask me. But otherwise you can save to your desktop or to a folder. And I'm just going to name this Hairbrush number 2 and click Save. And that is done.